Well, good afternoon, everybody who is following our channel, our previous students, our future students, and everybody who is dealing with trucking. Well, we took a little break. As many of you know, August is time for vacationing, probably rebuilding your energy, and actually enjoying a life a little bit. So, we are back and we are ready to inform you about upcoming events in trucking. So, what's going to happen next week? As many of you who have been driving for a while are always informed about upcoming inspections. We call them road checks. And this year, we have one in August, and it's gonna start August 25th till the 31st. And it's going to be actually brake safety week. If you are a safety manager, if you are owner of trucking company, you need to inform your drivers to get ready for these few days. Why is this important? Well, this is important because we're going to have a lots of inspections on the road, and unfortunately, with the market being so low, a lot of you have not been able to fix some certain things on your trucks on time. And maybe that's not a good idea because every bad inspection is going to not be in your favor and it's going to lower your safety rating. And how does everybody is checking the safety of the carrier? So let's go back and let's get introduced to Safer. For newbies who are watching us, for the new dispatchers, of course, you need to go and explore FMCSA website. We call it Safer, and every company has a record here. So let's see. I'm going to add myself here so you guys can probably also see me. I put the big mega carrier. I actually put New Prime. Why? Because, guys, let's check how many trucks are they listing on the Safer. Well, 10,875 trucks. How many drivers? Well, they have 9,200 drivers that they are listing officially on the Safer website. Well, we know that they are actually authorized for hire and they are taking care of general freight. They're taking care of the fresh produce. I don't know. They have a lot of things that they actually put here. I'm not sure if they are actually dealing with agriculture farm supplier. Maybe they are. And I'm not sure if they are actually dealing with mobile homes, but their safety is showing us all the cargo that they are carrying. Let's look at their inspections. They have listed 8,391 inspection. And look at this, out of service is only 852 inspections. For this number of trucks, it's not bad. It's only 10% out of service, which is not bad. Why am I showing you this? Because as a dispatcher, as a safety manager, you have to be able to look at the profile of motor carrier, and this is free. Anybody can come to the Safer. You can put a name of the motor carrier, you can put MC, you can put USDOT, and you guys going to see all this data. You can go further and you can also check on the different categories. And so far, we are actually waiting for update on this system. And hopefully in 2025, we're going to see our renewed Safer with the new categories because they've been working on this for so long. But so far, we still see the same 7 categories, which are broken down to unsafe driving, crash indicator, hours of service, vehicle maintenance, substance and alcohol program, also for our hazmat carrier, and driver fitness. And if you guys want to see If this carrier is failing on one of them, you can actually click and look at this graph. It's going to show you approximately, and it's showing you 6 months of the history. You can click on the violations, you can click on inspections, and this data is here for 24 months, 2 years. So that's why, as an owner of trucking company, as a small motor carrier, it is so important to prepare for our DOT weeks. That's what we call them. So let's go back and see what should we concentrate on starting on August 25th. Let's go back, and probably I'm gonna remove myself so you guys can see better picture. I can even increase it maybe. And let's start from the first point. And all of this you guys can get from the official website. You can actually download these PDFs and send to your drivers. You can share with them all the information, because as a part of being a safe motor carrier, it is your responsibility to actually introduce information to your drivers. Make sure that they understand what's going to happen on this week and on everyday basics. So first, they are giving us 10 brake lining and pad tips, and they will be focusing on finding unsafe carriers. So first, they ask the drivers to make sure that you can inspect visible portions of the brake lining and pads as part of your pre-trip and post-trip inspections. Well, let's be honest. How many drivers are really doing pre-trip and post-trip inspection? How long does it take? Because if you really look at ELD, it only shows 15 minutes for most of you. But if you're really doing the inspection, I'm not a pro driver, but I'm the owner of trucking company. I think it takes at least 45 minutes to really check on everything that has to be in a working condition. But of course, it's up to you how many minutes your driver spends on pre-trip and post-trip. But please, can we make sure that they at least check for the main things, and the brakes are one of them. So let's keep going. Second, they want to make sure that your driver looks for the signs of missing lining, such as grooves in the drums from rivet contact. Then they want to make sure that they look at the shoe to drum clearance and ensure there is an adequate lining on the shoe. They want to make sure that the driver looks for any signs of leaks from the hub or other components that may be contaminating the lining or pad surface. And look at this. They even show you the pictures. It helps brand new drivers to identify these problems. They want to make sure that driver ensures that there are no missing lining blocks or pads. Also checks for visible cracks or voids in the lining block. Checks on any exposed rivets or lining blocks that looks loose on the shoe. And also they want to make sure that on disc brakes, they pay particular attention to the conditions on the rotor, such as heavily rusted rotors across the entire friction surface on other side of metal to metal contact. And they want to make sure that the drivers do all the repairs and are consistent with the brake manufacturer requirements. And they want to make sure that the driver, after they find any problems, report right away to the company and make sure that they go and fix the problems. Well, what else they are showing us? Well, they're also telling us how the inspection is gonna go this week and what will be used to inspect your brakes. And here is a really good PDF that one you can guys share. And if you are not able to find this, I'm actually going to put the link on the bottom of this video so you can go and download these brochures, that you can download these files and share with your drivers. But they are telling you about the tools you need to inspect your brakes, what do you need to know when you are measuring your push rod stroke, and before you inspect, what you should do. And also, they give you the S-Cam brake adjustment chart and other informative stuff that it's going to be useful for your driver. If you want to find more information, you can go to their website and you can find all of these brochures and PDFs and also explanation. You can also go to main website and understand what does it mean to pass North American standard roadside inspection. So usually when we have inspection on a road and we have level 1 inspection, they are checking on the brakes, they're checking on the lighting, they're checking on securement of the cargo, coupling devices, steering, suspension, fuel and exhaust system, frame, and tires and wheels, rims and hubs. So you guys should understand how important it is to educate your driver. So one more time, guys, you can go to official website and you can actually look about inspections, level of inspections, and they have lots and lots of information. So we have 8 levels of inspections, right? And most of you are going to be facing on the road level 1, level 2, and level 3. So please educate yourself, go to the resources, and find out how you can improve safety on the road. What measures do you need to take as a company? And after a little break, we actually going to discuss how is this affecting our new dispatchers. Dispatchers who just came to the industry and maybe this is going to be their first DOT week. So I will be right back with you. One more time, I'm gonna put all the links under the video and let's see what can you do as a dispatcher to ensure that loads are going to pick up on time, that your drivers are educated, and you know how to deal with unexpected issues on the road. So, we will be right back. Well, first, since you are dispatcher, is this going to have effect on your everyday routine? Of course it will, because unfortunately, the number of inspections in these few days are going to be increased. That means that you have a chance of your drivers to be stopped on the road, and usually inspection takes from 30 to 45 minutes. And if you are lucky, or if you are actually not lucky, a safe carrier who takes care of their trucks and trailers and knows that the driver does pre-trip, post-trip inspection, driver knows how to use hours of service, and let's say that he is pro driver. Well, if you get stopped, you actually going to get bonus. You're going to have the level 1, 2, 3 inspection, and it's going to be clean inspection. That means first it's going to be good for your safety. So on safer, you're going to have an extra clean inspection. That means that if your safety was going maybe a little bit down, it's going to be improved. But this is not going to happen for most of you. And some of the dispatchers are going to be dealing with out of service. What does it mean out of service? Well, that means that when your driver was stopped, the inspector found something which was not properly working, or maybe something with ELD device or hours of service. No matter what it is, but they are giving you out of service, and a lot of times your driver has to go and fix the problem right away, or he cannot move for certain amount of hours. So picture now, you are a dispatcher and you have the load. Well, let's say you pick up the load on Monday, it has to deliver on Tuesday. You have a very strict delivery, or maybe not even strict, but it still have to deliver next day or Wednesday. Now your driver gets out of service. Is this going to affect your transit? Yes, of course, it will affect your transit. So, as a dispatcher, the first thing you have to do, well, is notify your broker. You will need to reschedule those deliveries. And here's the catch. While you're calling a broker and you telling them, well, we got out of service, we had inspection, and we got this many violations. Our brakes are not working, our driver was faking logbook. Well, we cannot be moving for whatever, 10 hours, 16 hours, 34 hours. Maybe he even needs to do a restart. Well, of course, broker will help you to reschedule because nothing else he can do. But do you think it's going to be a good sign on your profile with that broker? Probably not. And the biggest issue is going to be for the small carriers with 1 truck, 2 trucks, or 3 trucks, up to 5 trucks, because every bad inspection is going to lower your safety rating. And because of the safety rating, that's how the brokers, that's how insurance and everybody else is rating you as a carrier. And a lot of times they are not willing to work with you because of your safety scores. That's why you have to learn how to look at safer. You need to make sure that you understand all these categories. You need to make sure that you know how to fight some of them, open the data queue inquiries, maybe learn how to have the planner for your company. Just go ahead and simply invest some time into understanding all of these numbers, what it has to do with which category, and what is actually going to affect your future relationship with the brokers. Well, for some of you, this will be a chance to actually finally go and get that first safety inspection on the road, right? Because as a new carrier, a lot of times with 1 truck or 2 trucks, you guys doing a great job taking care of your equipment. You are good drivers and you don't really get stopped for the random inspection. But because of changes in industry, because of a lot of scams, and because simply we don't have enough cargo right now, so we don't have enough load, some brokers made a new rule. Well, if you do not have inspection on a safer, we are not able to get set up with you, or we're not able to give you the loads. So maybe next week is going to be a chance for some of you to get on the road and actually get that inspection. So you guys can start setting up with some brokers and hopefully surviving in this industry. Well, I would answer any questions if I would see some, but probably this live is a little bit too early. So most of you are driving or maybe still working on finding the loads. Let's also review what's going on with our market. Did our rates, national spot rates, finally start going up? Well, let's check. We can see that we are almost to the end of August, and unfortunately, our rates are still the same as they were for the last 3 months. We don't see the drastic drop. We don't see the drastic up in the rates. Kind of the same. Dry vans, they go for approximately $2 per mile on loaded miles. That means approximately 100, I mean, $1.90, $1.95 for all miles. Our reefers are still doing 240, but in reality, it's 220 for all combined miles. And our flatbeds, if you guys combining the loads and you have partials, hopefully you are still managing to get that 240 per mile. Our fuel is at 369, and this is a national average fuel price, which is actually lower than in the previous few months. So that's a good thing. And let's see what else can we see. Well, let's just look at the map for dry vans, so it's easier for some people. And remember, when you look at such a big area as the mountain and west coast, and it shows 210, well, that doesn't mean that you're going to get $2.10 in all those states. This is the average. So if you, for example, take a load from California and you go into Utah, well, that rate should be at least 260, 270, because coming back from Utah, going back to California with the dry vans, it's going to be lower. So pay attention, especially the new dispatchers. If we are looking at Midwest 215, again, when you're coming from the stronger area as Chicago, as Minneapolis, as upstate New York, not New York, Wisconsin, Indianapolis, well, you should probably average 220, 240. Because if you are coming back from Kentucky, if you are coming back from Tennessee, you're not going to see 230, 240. Same with the East Coast. $1.80. If we are taking load to East Coast from Chicago, well, we cannot afford to go to East Coast for $2, correct? So you should still manage to find the loads 240, 250, 260, because coming back, it's going to be dollar. It's going to be $1.10. If you are lucky, maybe $1.25. So this is our national rates for dry vans. Well, let's look at our flat rates. Let's see how the map reads right here. So 219, 250, 248, southwest, southeast 257, 232 east coast. Wow, 232 East Coast, I would be glad if we could get those rates coming back to Midwest. While the shorter loads staying on East Coast, yes, you can manage to find 230, 240. Remember, with the flatbed, step decks, the main idea there is to combine loads, main loads with extra partials. This is the only way you guys going to make money. Let's look at our reefers. So the reefers are showing these numbers: 230, 217, 262, 210. Remember, same idea. Coming from upstate Wisconsin, coming from Chicago, well, it's going to be 230, 240. Going back, it's going to be $1.70. So average will end up at 220, 215. What else I would like to share with you? Well, as many of you know, we have lots and lots of students. We actually adjusted our schedule and we are starting, instead of end of the August due to the labor weekend, we are going to start our next class in September 7th. So everybody who signed up for August is going to get updated schedule. And we also introduce our new webinars. Webinars which we're breaking down on different equipment. So we had already few of them. We started them in the beginning of summer, and I do actually like the idea because it's only 10 students for one webinar. It's live. It's over the Zoom. It takes us 4 to 5 hours. And we are concentrating only on reefer, only on dry van, only on flatbed. So we have flatbed coming up on August 30th. And then we have dry van on September 5th. And then we have the reefer on September 12th. Remember, it's only 10 students limit, so they fill out really fast. So make sure that you guys go and sign up for those. Our September class is going to start September 7th for dispatch. We're going to have how to open trucking company webinar because even though trucking is in survival mode, a lot of people still enter in the trucking, and it's good for you to have an idea how much does it cost, which steps to take first, and actually how to prepare yourself mentally, financially for trucking, and decide, is that good idea to enter trucking right now? Do I have enough fundings? Maybe I should wait. Maybe I should invest in knowledge, or maybe I have to just go for it, right? So this is a great webinar. It's only $199. It takes us 4 hours where lots and lots of things are going to be covered. And one of them is also operational cost of trucking, because as a future owner of the trucking company, you need to know how to prepare yourself financially, how to make sure that you know if that's going to be a good idea to run trucking company, what are new requirements, is it easy to find the loads if you just have brand new MC or USDOT, is some states are in favor for trucking industry, maybe you need to learn about new entrant audit first and hiring the drivers, all the regulations, one of them like clearinghouse and everything else. So great webinar. Also, I recommend this for students who took our dispatch classes because this is a webinar which gives you extra resources and you can assist and you can provide service for future carriers, even in applying for MC or applying for the clearinghouse or UCRs, IFTAs, and everything what you have to know to run successful transportation company. And the last and most important announcements, which I will be making today, is going to be that finally, I decided to give an extra try for mentorship. So we're going to start September 15th, and we are introducing this to our previous students, and you can choose from different subscriptions, and it's going to be 3 months. So you can pay monthly, it's only $149, or you can prepay and of course save 15%. And why is it important? Well, because lots of you take the classes from me or somebody else and you kind of overwhelm and you need an extra push. That's a first and main idea of mentorship. Secondary, trucking is changing, regulation are changing, brokers putting the new things, some people going out of business. Like today, remember the universal capacity, the big brokerage which been around for a long time? While they are going out of business, they are filing bankruptcy. Also, we have a lot of third parties which service trucking. So we're going to be actually introducing you to the new innovations. We're going to be bringing the guests. And of course, it's twice a month, 2 hours each time of live conversation, trainings, and extra homework. So this is a great time for you to make new friends, to actually make sure that you are still on your path to success, because a lot of you make few phone calls, you go, you open Instagram, and you kind of start giving up. Well, success is not an easy process, and it takes consistency. And a lot of you actually need somebody to tell you it's okay. It's okay that nobody hired you as a dispatcher yet. Why? Because, well, you're not there yet. Or maybe you're approaching them the wrong way. So we're going to be learning on actually negotiating with carriers or finding the carriers. Also learning how to do it faster. Maybe introducing some innovation and simply building a group of people who are on the same page, who simply want to change trucking for the better. Because, as many of you know, you sign up for my classes probably because you share my mission and the statement, and you really want to change trucking for the better. Dispatch Training Center stands um, kind of separately from lots and lots of trainings because we want to make sure you succeed. But my main idea, my personal goal is to improve trucking through the knowledge. Knowledge, positive attitude, and making sure that we are all on the same page. It's not easy to be a dispatcher. It's not easy to run trucking company right now, but it's possible. Believe me, I go through ups and downs all the time. And sometimes I'm also as a human, I want to give up. That's why I take some breaks. And many of you have been asking me, Alex, what's going on? Are you done with trucking? Are you done with YouTube? Are you tired of TikToks? Well, no, I'm not done. I'm not tired of it. I just took a little break and enjoyed the summer, and I am back. So hopefully, I will see you in our mentorship program. It's going to be open for registration till September 12th. So make sure if you want to secure your spot for the next 3 months, you sign up. And again, you can choose, you can pay monthly, you can pay upfront. We're gonna see how it goes, and if you like, we're gonna continue with our winter session, and then we're gonna follow with the spring session and summer session. So one more time, remember, my dear dispatchers, we are facing our break safety week. It's starting August 25th and it's gonna end on August 31st. Maybe share this information with your drivers. Make sure you prepared and do not panic. It's only inspection. And if your driver is a pro driver, they already know what they have to watch out for. They already know if they have to fix something before Monday. And some of you, of course, are staying home because you simply do not want to take a chance for that out of service. In the end of the day, we all have to be safe on the road, and unfortunately, brakes are really important. So maybe it's time for you to call and schedule maintenance in your favorite shop. And as always, it's me, Alex, your sassy instructor, sassy dispatcher, and of course, person who is trying to change trucking for the better. I'll see you soon and have a great rest of the week.